Our devotion today, walking through the fruits of the Spirit, walking through this list of biblical virtues, is it's on kindness, and it's going to come from an interesting place. We're going to the Old Testament for this one. It comes from Micah 6, starting at verse 6. It says, "With what shall I come before the Lord, and bow myself before God on high? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with 10,000 rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He's told you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you but to do justice and love kindness and to walk humbly with your God?" To love kindness. And we can look for some fancy example or fancy definition for kindness, but it's just it's being kind, and that's a circular definition. I know it's not helpful, but the best other way I can think of to describe it is just being nice, unexpectedly and unreasonably nice. And again, and this is a theme that I'm kind of discovering as I'm walking through these, is a lot of these are just different expressions of grace and of mercy. So kindness, I think, is being nice to people who don't deserve it. I think is a good way to describe kindness. Kindness is being nice to people when you're not really expecting to get anything out of it. It's not something that's transactional in nature. So some examples that come to mind are, you go to a restaurant and you have a terrible waitress or waiter, don't care. They are really slow on refilling your drinks. They forget to put your order in, and they have to come back and get it from you again because they didn't write it down, and you end up having to wait like a half hour to get your food, and it's kind of cold when it gets there because they decided to take their break and they didn't get anyone else to bring your food out when it was actually ready. And you have all these things going on, and at the end of the meal, you still tip them like 20%. That's kindness. Because they didn't necessarily earn that tip, but you're giving it to them anyway. You're being nice to them anyway. Another example would be on the freeway. You let someone in. You're being kind to that person. You probably just made their commute a whole lot better because they had a spot. You gave them a spot. You let them be in front of you. And there are all sorts of examples that are really, I guess, publicized. One is paying, if you're like going through a drive-through or something, paying for the person behind you. They're never going to know who you are. They're probably not even going to know why you did it. But that's a really cool, unexpected kindness that you can show them. And so I tried this for the first time a few months ago at this point, actually. I was running through McDonald's with my brother, and I was like, "Can you run my credit card for the person behind me too?" Because I figured, like, McDonald's, no one is ordering like $100 meals from McDonald's, okay? I shouldn't say that. I'm sure someone out there does. But I figured the chances were pretty good that it wasn't going to be like an unreasonably high number. And I can confirm, they'll do it. They do not care. They're like, "Yeah, I'll run this. I'll run your credit card again. I don't. Sure, go for it." And just showing kindness to people who aren't going to pay us back, who don't deserve the niceties we show them. It can be as big as that. It can be as little as holding door. And that's what I'd encourage you to do today. Find someone to show some extra kindness to today. Brothers and sisters, go in peace. Serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.